This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Now, the West Coast Eagles have come out and said they back in Oscar Allen, and it's all okay, guys. It's all okay. You know, he's got to do his due diligence, and if you watched Channel 7 News last night, Benny Cousins also backed in the situation by saying, in this day and age of free agency and whatnot, you have to go and see and test the market, Natalie.
Do you though?
No. There's a whole lot of people get behind him. Adam Simpson was on Fox yesterday. AFL 360 really get into these bits and pieces. And
they look at it from every angle.
Yeah. Brilliant. This is Adam Simpson last night on 360.
Work through your messaging. Obviously, everyone needs to be involved, the leaders, the CEO, the coach, everyone. And you start with how's everyone feeling and what's their messaging to our players and our supporters, because the supporters are the ones going, well, what's going on here, as much as the players. So I think you start with honesty and you work from there.
I think the problem with it is that we're 3 games into the season.
Absolutely.
I think that's what really, Do you know what I mean? Like when you're already looking to next season and you're 3 games into this season, you go, that doesn't pass the pub test. I think is what it is.
Yeah, that's the old classic. And Simo makes a good point. So he's in the coaching position when you're in the coaching position and or you're Don Pike.
Yes.
You've got to go straight on the front foot. You've got to talk to your major sponsors.
Yes.
Because they're all linked to you.
Yeah.
You've got to speak to the fans and obviously go through the footy group. And
there's a lot of stakeholders here.
Yeah. If you're in the team and you're going, Oscar Allen's nicking off, because we used to have the position where, so Pav was out of contract on his regular occasion and he was the biggest player in the competition.
That's right.
And Adelaide, every time we went to Adelaide, they would have this front page and it says the prodigal son returns.
Yeah, that's right.
They were just trying to bring him back all the time.
Yeah. And they would put photoshopped pictures of him in a Port Adelaide jumper and all the rest of it. And we would do the same. The press would do the same here.
Yeah.
But it's like, that is there when there's that much chatter about it, and clearly it didn't happen in Pav's case, but I mean it did in Tom Barris's case. He did go. But I don't know, it just seems to me, and you know that, professional athletes, whatever, you know that this happens, but surely just let it happen at the manager level. Do you know what? Let them have the conversation.
Most definitely. He didn't need to. I mean, Sam Mitchell is the other part to this, who is blatantly getting in people's faces.
Yes.
And a lot of the stages, it's just left up to the list manager of Hawthorn to be able to sell the story to Oscar, and they can do that. No one would know, right? They could be down the street. No one would know.
No.
But Sam flies over here and he gets in his face and publicly does it. So there's that side of the story, which is like, wow, that's brash.
But also you're kicking a team that's already down. You know what I mean? It's like vultures circling around a dying animal.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it is that. And you're picking the eyes out of their best players.
It's bullying, essentially. Leave us alone.
Yeah. And the other thing to this is that the interesting part, so Adam Simpson also mentioned, so the West Coast Eagles, as we know, but broadly, on a broader sense, are probably in the top 2 most powerful clubs in the league in terms of finances.
Yeah, that's right. And they've got the resources. Numbers and stuff,
Resources enormous.
Yes.
They need to get on the front foot over the next 12 months and really set this club back on the right trajectory because they are nowhere at the moment. They've been down and out for, this is going on 5 seasons now, so they're going to finish down the bottom. It's 5 seasons, and Fremantle were on the same, but they went through the draft, and you could say all these players eventually were going to get there, which they're getting there, right? But they need to really fast track this, the West Coast Eagles, because they're too big a club to let this happen for so long.
Yeah.
And to have players, it's never happened before at West Coast Eagles. That's one thing that I always said at Fremantle. When clubs are in a state of flux, then players leave. You go, oh, why is he leaving?
Yeah.
Why did he take up an offer over there?
Yes.
And for Tom to leave last year, and now Oscar Allen being courted or allowing to be courted by other clubs, it's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, the parallel is Lachie Neale, when Lachie Neale put his hand up and said, I want to go.
Mate.
And you just go, that guts a club, doesn't it? Because they had been building a midfield around him, and all of a sudden you have to rethink everything. Like West Coast would definitely be thinking future-wise that Oscar Allen was a part of their plans and that they're, part of their forward line going forward. And it's like...
He's a 10-year centre-half forward.
That's right.
Yeah. He's a replacement for Josh Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievably successful, and he was before he got injured a little bit. And
if you lose, I mean, Josh Kennedy retiring and then Jack Darling going and Oscar Allen's like, There's nobody left to kick goals.
That's huge. I mean, Jack Waterman's going to come back. I really like the way
he's a terrific player.
But I've got a lot of respect for how good Oscar Allen is. And maybe he changes his mind. Maybe they come with a bag full of cash and say, no, stick around.
Yeah.
But it's not a great look for the club.
No.
I know the West Coast Eagles will be fine in the future because, as I said, they're one of the biggest clubs. They've got some big, heavy hitters behind them and they'll get on track at some stage. But they need to do that now.
Hurry up, guys. Hurry up.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
So Tottenham are playing a big game against Chelsea tomorrow. And I bring up the EPL because I've been saying pretty much most of the year, well, certainly since half of the season's gone by in the EPL, that Ange Postecoglou is gone. Sure.
He's a dead man walking, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But there's been so many injuries, but it seems that everybody's blaming him for the fact that they're not winning. It's like, well, when half your best players aren't there, what are you supposed to do?
I know, but a lot of coaches say the same thing.
Yeah, I know. But that doesn't mean it's right.
And what I say when you're not winning that.
But when you're learning.
Thank you.
When your best players come back and then you start winning again, I mean, that kind of does prove you right, doesn't it?
Most of the time. I'm not sure if he's going to have that luxury, but he says, fronting the media yesterday, doesn't really blow his hair back either way.
It doesn't rock my world. It doesn't consume me. I'm here. I'm passionate about what we're doing. I was brought in to change the way the club plays, rejuvenate the squad, bring success. I'm focused on that, and that's what I'll keep doing.
He's very much of the same ilk as Ross Lyon, isn't he?
He is.
Just,
But Ross always gives you a funny line, though.
Yeah. But just the low talking, not really giving him anything, kind of just, it's just, we hope we win soon.
Yeah, he does. Doesn't try to give him much at all. It'll be interesting to see which way it plays out. I'm certainly hopeful that, he gets through and Tottenham have a great year.
Yeah.
And next season or whatever the case is. And as an Australian coach, you're like, I'd love to see him win the Premier League.
I mean, he did such great things in Scotland that you just we know he's capable of it if he's got a fit side.
Yeah, he's not everyone's cup of tea, though.
No, he's not, for sure. But, when he first arrived and they won, 3 or 4 in a row, he was...
the songs?
Yeah, bloody Robbie Williams is singing songs about him.
We're loving Big Ange instead.
Yeah, so we've come a long way from that, haven't we?
We have. Now the one running out of the town.
I know.
Wait and see how it plays out. Now, news in this morning also is that Oscar Allen will front the media today with John Worsfold, so they're going to they're going to air it out there.
Yep, okay.
Answer all the questions that need to be answered, and I'm sure he's going to say he's dedicated to the West Coast Eagles and blah, 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 blah. So good luck to that. And at this point, it is important. Are you
going to go down there and say, Sean McMahon's horse and hound, I've got some questions for you?
I actually feel for Oscar in this sense that now that it's become public and all the rest of it, and he'll front the media, whether he has to stand by and go, now he has to actually go, no, I'm going to stay with the West Coast Eagles.
No. Like, does that force your hand? Or can you not let things like that determine your entire financial future, which is what we're talking about, really?
Yeah, because the questions won't stop today. The questions will what you do. No. First of all, it's going to be, are you standing down as captain? That's been number one.
Yes.
And second is, can you categorically say that you're going to be a West Coast Eagles next year? And he'll say, I want to say West Coast, I love the place, but can you say, and this is going to go on and on and on, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it may force his hand either way.
Yeah.
Unless he's standing there with John Worsfold to say he will stand down as skipper. But I just can't.
I mean, we do have another skipper, because they're co-captain, so Liam Duggan is. Do you know what I mean?
Wonderful human.
But that is a very, it's a difficult situation to be put into, but also don't go out for coffee with an opposition coach. I mean, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Yeah, let your manager do it. Let your manager do it. FaceTime. I'm telling you, FaceTime's the answer.
Not that hard. Anyway, good luck to Oscar today. We'll see how that plays out.
And well done to Nicole from Midland. She won the tickets to head to the Fever on Sunday. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.